The Packers made a statement to the rest of the NFL in their Week 1 game against the Lions. Jordan Love threw for 2 scores, and newly acquired Micah Parsons helped the defense hold Detroit out of the end zone until the final minute of the game. The result was a 27-13 victory for Green Bay over their division rival. Peter Schrager in the house. Good to see you. Thanks for being with us. So right now,
it's great to see him. It's great to see him instead of that damn basement he was in Chicago. I don't know what was that about. I don't know what was that about. It's good to see you in studio, Peter.
Not all heroes wear capes. I tried my best to put on good content. I just showed up to a hotel conference room and did the best I could. That's all I did.
That's not easy.
You did great.
Videos. Not easy.
Considering the elements being in the dark, you still shine.
It was big.
Are you higher now on the Packers or more down on the Lions after what you saw this week?
I'm certainly down on the Lions. And I do think there's great reason for concern with the way that offense looked without Ben Johnson. But I want to give it a week before we just say that they're awful because of how good the Packers defense was. Now, we have seen the 2000 Ravens and we've seen the 76 Steelers. I'm not putting them in that conversation. But what they did to the Lions on Sunday was maybe the greatest performance by any one unit all last week. And that includes the Bills' offense. 9 tackles for a loss, 4 sacks, and of course Micah Parsons gets the headlines, 29 snaps. I look at guys who have been considered busts the last few years in the draft. Quay Walker, unblockable. Rashawn Gary, unblockable. Lucas Van Ness, unblockable. They play Washington tomorrow night, Molly, and I know we're looking at this as like this battle of the Titans. Like, don't be shocked if they come out there and they shut down Jaden Daniels. That is how good this Packers defense is. And I believe Jeff Hafley is operating at such a level right now that this might be the story of the NFC. I don't think it's overreacting. I don't think it's hyperbole. I think that this defense is so good and so loaded at every single position with all this collection of first-round talent that we could be looking at a lot of teams saying, what's wrong with the offense? No. Packers defense is that good.
S.A.?
I get where you're coming from, Peter. I disagree with you, though, because I don't think this is the week to say that. I think that when you look at, listen, you know this better than most. Dan Campbell has proven to be an exceptional coach. He's changed the culture that exists in Detroit. Detroit, as the late, great Stuart Scott used to say, God rest his soul. And we've seen the change that has taken place, and he deserves to be applauded for that. But it helped immensely that he had Aaron Glenn as his defensive coordinator and Ben Johnson as his offensive coordinator. And it's rare in the day that you see a team with 2,000-yard wide receivers, 2,000-yard running backs, and a tight end the quality of Laporta. But that's all that they have at their disposal. And when you have that at your disposal, and those coordinators departed, but you've got a new guy in John Morton as your offensive coordinator, who you picked over Ekstrand, who went to the New York Jets just 2 days later. Remember, I think that Ben Johnson departed. It was like the 21st or whatever, and by the 27th, Campbell named Morton as the offensive coordinator, and by the 29th, Ekstrand had departed with Aaron Glenn for New York. And I'm looking at it, well, you could have picked Ekstrand, but you didn't. Looking at the way the Jets offense looked against the Pittsburgh Steelers and juxtaposing that to the way that the Detroit Lions offense looked with Morton, I'm looking at the personnel that they have in place. All of those dudes were there. And so I'm like, if you're not getting it done, I mean, you got to be better. That's why the eyes got to be on Morton. Because the personnel that Ben Johnson had, he still has. Where the hell did drop-off come from? They're familiar. They know what it takes. He was in the system. They didn't bring him from someplace else. He was right there in Detroit last year. How the hell did you got them looking like this against Green Bay? Nah, I'm not buying that. I need to see Detroit, but right now, I'm more down on Detroit than I am on Green Bay.
All this talk of the coordinators, I do think it puts a spotlight on one Jared Goff. Jared Goff is a 10-year pro, 4-time Pro Bowler. He's 30 years old. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's been to a conference championship. Is this not a backhanded insult that the entire sports media, us included, are like, wow, Ben Johnson, this is John Moore. How about Jared Goff as one of the league's top 10 quarterbacks says, no, guys, it's not the guy on the switch. It's me. Put it on my shoulders. I can handle it. Jared Goff on Sunday against the Packers threw 10 completed passes to Jahmyr Gibbs for 30 total yards. his completion, his yards, it was the least amount of yards per completion he's had since his rookie season.
Okay.
We've got these kitty gloves on Jared Goff. Jared Goff, you're one of those guys. Rise above an offensive coordinator situation. Rise above some of these guys.
Okay.
Jalen Hurts has 6 offensive coordinators in 6 years. Let's go.
I can feel that. I can feel that. He's a veteran. I get that.
I'm going to go with Steve on this. This is more about Detroit. Plus, they had a couple linemen, right? The center retired. Before I basically say the Packers, the 86 Bears defensively, I got to go a little longer than the one game. They played really well. They were due to beat Detroit in Lambeau. They had lost 3 years in a row to them there. So they were due to play really well. I mean, I'm going to give Green Bay its props, no question about it. But this, to me, was more alarming about the Lions. They were bad. Now, listen, if Anzalone catches that pass on the interception, 17-6, this game changes. He would have had the ball at the 30-yard line, middle of the third quarter, and they were moving. So that was a big drop on the INT. I have to go look at this more from a Detroit perspective. I think that you made a good point about Goff. They did lose the two coordinators. They've lost some linemen. It's one game. Packers are due to win. I'm not ready to say here that the Packers have the greatest defense in the world. I'm more concerned about Detroit. Let's see how they bounce back these next couple games.
Do you think the Packers run away with the division?
I do. And before the season, I felt that way. I think the brain drain in Detroit is real. Chicago's still very young. And let's see how the Vikings think. I mean, this was a great quarter from J.J. McCarthy, and Kevin O'Connell did a wonderful job. But the amount of people on Tuesday morning saying that the Vikings are suddenly Super Bowl contenders because of one drive in Chicago, I got to see Vikings a little bit more.
I have to see a little bit more from Green Bay, too. Let me see, plus Love in postseason's been a little spotty. I got to see a little bit more myself.
Okay. I'm good. I mean, listen, Green Bay's got a shot. You got Micah Parsons, you got Rashawn Gary being able to rush the passer. That obviously elevates their defense. They're one of, if not the youngest team in football. They're exceptionally well coached by Matt LaFleur. We know this. Jordan Love's got weapons available to him, weapons that he's familiar with, that he's been relying upon for the last couple of years. This is third year. It's time. They have Brett Favre. They have Aaron Rodgers. He's supposed to be that dude, okay? And we know that he has the talent to do it. We've seen him go out there and look reminiscent of a Brett Favre on Aaron Rodgers from time to time. The brother's got an arm. He can throw that damn football. He's talented. Are you going to step up in big moments? That's really what this comes down to. Gutekunst, the GM, highlighted that. He said, listen, it's time. He said that coming into the season. You know that, Petey. He said, listen, enough's enough. We've been knocking at the door. He said, we've been around long enough. We know what it takes. We've got the personnel. We're familiar with one another. Enough's enough. And he's right. It's time. And it comes down to Jordan Love.
Absolutely. And right now it's time for break. So we got Packers Commanders Thursday, Lions Bears on Sunday. Coming up, Aaron Rodgers shine versus former team, throwing 4 touchdown passes. But is Marcus buying the Steelers as a dangerous